How do I buy Salesforce? What is the process? The easiest way to start is probably just to put an inquiry on the website. I think they've got a 1-800 number as well. So you can call through, and they've got a contact center, and they've got sales representatives. So as a lead comes through, usually an SDR, a sales development representative, or a BDR, that kind of person will contact you and qualify the opportunity. And then based on your response, they will then assign you to an account executive team. And if you're buying, say, Salesforce CRM and Marketing Cloud, you may actually have 2 account executives, one for each side. The CRM account executive is your main account executive. This person is really your point of contact. They own the relationship. The Marketing Cloud account executive is a specialist across Marketing Cloud products because there's so many of them and they're so specialized. And often the Marketing Cloud account executive will talk to the marketing people, whereas the CRM, or the core account executive as they're called, they will talk to the IT and the rest of the business. You've got those 2 kind of major groups. There are other account executive types, but those are the most common. The other types are, say, if you were to buy MuleSoft, that will have a whole set of account executives as well. And with each account executive, you also have solution engineers that may do platform demos. And there's a number of people that you will come across through the buying cycle. But it's really, the reason is because Salesforce is not one product. Now there's a raft of products, and it's anything from Slack, Tableau, MuleSoft. There's MuleSoft now has MuleSoft RPA, MuleSoft Composer, MuleSoft Anypoint. There's 3 products within that. With Salesforce, there's Commerce Cloud, there's B2C Commerce Cloud, B2B Commerce Cloud. They're completely different products. So Salesforce is very much an ecosystem of products. They've acquired a lot of products and they've been bringing them all together. So that's why you do need a team to support you in buying Salesforce. But the one person that you really need is the core account executive, or the CRM account executive. The process is to reach out to Salesforce. They will identify what you need and then make a recommendation on licenses. At some point, they may also recommend partners. So as you're buying Salesforce, it's important to recognize you can't implement it yourself. It's a good idea if it's an integration required. So if you need to integrate Salesforce with other systems, you really need a partner that's done a similar integration before. If you're not integrating and you're just implementing it and maybe doing a data migration, you should really have a partner guide you through that. It's possible to do it yourself, but the people doing it, they have to know what they're doing. They have to go through training and understand Salesforce best practices. So it's just best to get up quickly and correctly to have a partner involved. So Salesforce typically will introduce you to 3 partners. And then as Salesforce is selling you the licenses, in parallel, the partners will be quoting you for the project. And then you kind of get to the same conclusion where you're like, okay, I've got a quote for the partner, I've got a quote for the implementation, and then you can sign on the dotted line. What I would recommend is, if you are thinking about buying Salesforce, ask for advice. You can ask a partner like us directly. We can guide you also to the right place, and you can actually do quite a lot of work around your plan and your strategy before you buy Salesforce. So if you were to buy Salesforce, what you could do is, before you start the sales process, is actually figure out, what are my objectives? What is my current state? And this is the key, is like, that's a lot of what we have to do in the sales cycle, is figure out what are you currently doing? Like, what's your current process? Where are your customers' data sitting currently? Because we're going to have to consider integrating with and migrating into Salesforce for all of those scenarios. So you can actually do a lot of that yourself. You can figure out what you need to do. You can do a lot of the design work, and then buy Salesforce very efficiently. There's just a few options, and there's a really smart way of buying Salesforce, and then there's a normal way of buying Salesforce. Working with a partner, we can probably help you and advise you on a good way to work with Salesforce. It's win-win for everyone, and it really gets you there.